Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I want to talk about public speaking in general, just an overall view of public speaking, what you know or what you may think you know or what you may not know, right? Just to share a little bit about how that world works and how it looks. I'm going to share some things that I did research on this week that will kind of open your mind to, some things that may interest you or may not interest you, or may not interest you right now, because if you're going to be in that industry, these will become a part of your world at some point. And it says public speaking, also called oratory or oration, is the process or act of performing a speech to a live audience. This type of speech is deliberately structured with three general purposes: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. You knew that, right? Now, overview. There are 5 basic elements of public speaking that are described in Laswell's model of communication: the communicator, the message, the medium, the audience, and the effect. In short, the speaker should be answering the question, who says what, in which channel, to whom, with what effect. Let me repeat that again. Who says what, in which channel, to whom, with what effect? Public speaking can serve the purpose of transmitting information, telling a story, motivating people to act, or some combination of all those. Public speaking for business and commercial events is often done by professionals. So that's why you want to work on becoming an expert, so you would be a professional. Now, these speakers can be contracted independently through representation by a speaker's bureau or by other means. Public speaking plays a large role in the professional world. In fact, it is believed that 70% of all jobs involve some form of public speaking. 70%. So think about how high that is in reference to what you do. And not only that, but that's an actual another income for you, right? Can be major income for you if you're really good at what you do. Let me tell you a little bit about the history. It says, although there is evidence of public speech training in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, the first known piece of oratory written over 2,000 years ago came from ancient Greece. This work elaborated on principles drawn from the practices and experiences of ancient Greek orators. Aristotle was one of the first recorded teachers of oratory to use definitive rules and models. His emphasis on oratory led to oration becoming an essential part of a liberal arts education during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. In classical Greece and Rome, rhetoric was the main component of composition and speech delivery, both of which were critical skills for citizens to use in public and private life. In the political rise of Roman Republic, Roman orators copied and modified the ancient Greek techniques of public speaking. The Latin style was the primary form of oration until the beginning of the 20th century. After World War II, however, the Latin style of oration began to gradually grow out of style as the trend of ornate speaking became seen as impractical. This cultural change likely had to do with the rise of the scientific methods and the emphasis on a plain style of speaking and writing. So that's the history, just a little bit of the history of the speaking industry. Now, why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because if you're first time considering becoming a speaker, there's a lot of things that you'll have to understand. There's a lot of moving parts that you'll have to kind of position, because as a speaker, when you go to an event, you're basically in charge of making certain everything is up and works properly for you, because all those dynamics go into play, and it's necessary that they're all working and working properly. So I'm going to give you a little bit about the tools. It says, while technology and methods used in public speaking have traditionally featured simple oratory structure, new speaking technologies have been created in the past few decades that have transformed traditional speaking. New advances in technology have made way for more sophisticated communication for speakers and public orators. Lecterns hold papers while speakers talk. And that's the way it works, right? They put their papers on their lectern and they speak. Now, a speaker can project his or her voice with the aid of a public address system or a microphone and loudspeaker when speaking in front of a large audience. How do I become a good public speaker? That's a question you might want to ask. If you want to ask yourself that question, let me give you a few suggestions. Number one, to become a better speaker, use the following strategies. Plan appropriately. Number two, practice. Number three, engage with your audience. Number four, pay attention to body language. Number five, think positively. Number six, cope with your nerves. And number seven, watch recordings of your speeches. I know that's always helped me. That's why I'll create videos, because I can play these back and watch my mannerisms, and I'll know, I need to stop doing that, or maybe it's not so bad me doing that, right? Plus, I love being in front of the camera. Not that I'm vain or anything like that. It's just that I love the results that you get, because people watch more videos than they do anything else. Now I'm going to talk about how not to be nervous when speaking. I know a lot of people can use that. I could use that when I began, because I was extremely nervous. But, over time and practice, not so nervous. Number one, again, practice. Naturally, you'll want to rehearse your presentation many times. Number two, transform nervous energy into enthusiasm. 3, attend other speeches. 4, arrive early. 5, adjust your surroundings. 6, meet and greet. 7, use positive visualizations. 8, take deep breaths. So all those are good when you're actually when the announcer is about to call your name and you're in the background waiting, and they say, "Okay, next we have Mr. Larry James." You're going to feel a certain kind of way when that happens. Please know that. Especially if there's like 200 people or maybe even 50 people. You're going to feel a certain kind of way because there's a whole bunch of energy in that room. And some of that energy is positive, some is negative, some is unsure. That none of that matters to you. You just need to focus on your message and you'll be all right. Now, what are the qualities of a good speaker? Any idea? Here are 9 scientifically proven characteristics of effective public speakers that you should emulate to become an influential and inspirational speaker. Number 1, confidence. Number 2, passion. Number 3, be yourself. Number 4, voice modulations. Number 5, keep it short and sweet. I know. Number 6, connect with your audience. Number 7, paint a picture through storytelling. And number 8, repetition. Those are things that will help you along your speaking journey. So why is it important to be a good public speaker? You may be asking. Well, 3 reasons that it's important to become a good public speaker. Number 1, communication is the backbone of our society. Number 2, without communication skills, the ability to progress in the working world and in life itself would be nearly impossible. And number 3, public speaking is one of the most important and most dreadful forms of communication. Finally, how can you improve your public speaking skills? Public speaking tips for introverts that can dramatically change your experiences for the better. And I'm an introvert. I'm a self-admitted introvert. I love being by myself, and I love being with people, but only when I want to. Or, sometimes they'll invite me to places and I'll go. But most of the times, if it's not my significant other, which I don't have a significant other right now, okay? So, anyway, not looking for one either. So, I'm an introvert, and if you're an introvert, you can relate to what I'm saying. It's not that you're mean or don't want to really be bothered. It's just, you got a window of time, but normally it's because you're doing things, right? You're busy. So I'm going to give you some suggestions. Number one, preparation is key. Number two, accentuate the positive. Number three, invest in your audience. Number four, get in touch with your on-stage persona. In other words, with that, think about who you are when you get on stage. A lot of times you kind of have to be an alter ego, right? You want to be on there. You want to be somebody. You kind of become somebody that you're not until you become that somebody, right? And that's how that works. Number five, get comfortable with the environment. Number six, pay attention to your appearance. Very important. Very important, because if you sweat, you don't want to sweat and it's all everywhere. You don't want that effect. That's not good for you. Number seven, start with a smile. Number eight, start off with a story. And number nine, let others do the talking. Interesting, right? You see how that works? See, this is what I'm trying to get you guys to do. But I want you to do it on your specific topic, what you like to talk about, so that you can create an audience, like the one that I'm speaking with. Before I began this journey, before I started making these videos, you probably didn't know me, right? Now you know me. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if you trust me, but you know me. We're working on the liking and the trusting, right? If you're not there yet. But anyway, keep watching. I enjoy making these videos. My company is SpeakerLarry.com, and my new blog is SpeakerLarry.blog.